All right, class. Our next exercise is our lip sync exercise. Okay, so we're going to take a peek at how to create a lip sync within Animate using different mouth shapes. So, in a 2D animation like this, very often we have some pre-drawn mouth shapes to work with, and they represent different vowels or consonants when we're talking. So you can see here in our exercise file, if you open up mouthshapes.fla, you'll see that we've got them all kind of listed here on the left side. So what does our mouth look like when we say the letter A or ah or O? Notice how your mouth changes and where your tongue is sitting or where your teeth are sitting in your mouth. So in animation, we don't have to necessarily draw a mouth shape for every single letter in the alphabet, but there are some select shapes that are necessary to make it look realistic. So if you were to Google animation mouth shapes, you would find a lot of mouth shape charts like this one along the left side, and giving you a little guide to what the mouth shape should look like, and the letters or consonants or vowels that they represent. So what's good about this? Well, we just have to draw these shapes, and then we can use them over and over again, because we're going to convert them to symbols within Animate, and then we can just use instances of them over and over and over again. So we've got our main character here. If I go back to frame 1. So right now we have a mouth that is not moving. It is our stationary mouth. And it looks like it actually, this mouth shape represents the M, B, and P letters. If you look to our library, we've got them all listed here by name. A or I, E, that's our eyeball, F or V, L, N, because our tongue comes into play there, M, B, P, M, B, P, O, T, S, U, Q, W, R. Okay, so what we need to do is listen to the audio that we're creating a lip sync to, and try and match the mouse shape to the audio at the exact moment. So I'm going to demonstrate one sentence, and then I recommend that you work on your own with a couple more sentences. So what do I mean by sentences? Well, in your exercise folder, we've got sound clips, and so we've got a whole bunch of different sentences here.
Hot stuff coming up.
That's a fun one.
I can't believe I let you talk me into this. Let me out of here!
That's a good one.
Maybe next time, huh? Oh yeah, everything's fine.
Okay, and here's one. If it's Friday.
Thank God it's Friday.
That's a good one. Okay, so I think I'm going to use this one.
Oh yeah, everything's fine.
Okay. To demonstrate. All right, so I'm going to create a new layer in Animate called Audio. And I'm going to import to my library that sound bite, that sound clip. Where am I? Okay, if it's not letting you, then you need to, these are waves. So you can choose wave and then from this enable and then import your selected audio file. And now I like to create a new folder in my library just for audio. So I'm going to create an audio file and drag it into that folder. And you can also create a folder called mouth shapes, and you can place all your mouth shapes into that folder. Oops. All right, that looks pretty good. Now, one thing I'm going to make note of here is that we are not working with an HTML5 canvas right now. We are working within a ActionScript 3.0. And this is because when we listen back to audio in ActionScript 3.0 format, we can actually scrub the playhead from left to right and listen to the audio. So let me just drop my audio into my audio layer. So I'm going to just make sure I've selected my audio layer and drag and drop my audio to the layer. Then I'm going to go to my properties panel. And I'm going to select frame 1 of the audio layer. And in your properties panel, you'll see now a subheading of sound. And it tells you what file it is. And we need to look to sync. And I'm going to choose stream. Now in an HTML5 canvas file, we don't have access to this. We only have access to events. When we have it streamable, we can scrub our playhead and we can hear the audio, which makes it easy for us to swap out the mouths at these points. So if you are within an HTML5 canvas file, you can convert it well, I can't see it now, but you would need to convert it to an ActionScript 3.0 file, or start your project in ActionScript 3.0 and work this way. Now there are other tools for creating a lip sync with Animate. We're looking at the old-fashioned way, and there actually is a more modern way within Animate to do it. But I would let you discover that on your own if this interests you. And if anyone wants instructions on that, just let me know. But this is kind of the old-fashioned way, which I believe is the better way to approach this for the time being, since all of us, or all of you, are new at animating. So we'll just use this method for now. All right, so let's see.
Oh yeah, everything's fine.
So the first word is O. So what we want to do is look at our mouth layer, which is this one. I'm going to lock all the other layers other than mouth. So I'm going to lock the audio layer too. All right. So what we want to do is choose the correct mouth shape for this first word, which is O. And then O turns into yeah. Oh yeah. So we select our mouse shape, and in the Properties panel, we hit the Swap Symbol button, and we need to choose O. O. And then we need to determine what is the mouse shape for Y, for yeah. And that, although we don't see a Y in our mouse shapes, let's think about it. Yeah. It's kind of a slightly closed mouth, and then it turns into an A. Yeah. So I'm going to use maybe the E shape, or you could use the T or S one. I'm going to use the E shape right when we start hearing the Y and yeah. So that's around frame 5 or 6. I'm going to insert a keyframe in the mouth layer. Select the mouth, change it to the E shape. So go to Properties, swap it for E. And now let's find the A. Maybe around frame 8 or 9. Insert a keyframe, select the shape, swap it for the A. And then the sound stops. And maybe we want that resting shape again. Oh yeah. Which is the T or S shape. Maybe that's it. Or the MBP. It looks like a resting shape. So I'm going to insert a keyframe there. That's around frame 15. Swap it out. I kind of like the smile in T and S. So. And what's the next sentence here?
Everything's fine.
Everything's fine. So the E in everything. So at around frame 22, I'm going to insert a keyframe, swap out the mouse shape for an E. Everything's fine. When we hear the V, which is frame 24, insert a keyframe and swap it out for the F or V shape.
Oh, yeah.
So this gets a little complicated because our voice is going very fast. So everything, you kind of have to mouth it out yourself and see what the mouse shape is going to look like. Everything's fine. So let's see what we can do here. I might add in frame 26 a keyframe and swap it out for the WR shape. Things, what is things? What shape would that be? Thing. The E shape could work. Or the AI shape could work. Things. There is no th, things, every things. So let's just add that A shape in. Frame 27. So when we hear that S at frame 29, we need to bring in that S shape. And again, I'm clicking on the mouth on the stage, then I'm going to my properties, hitting the swap symbol. Everything's and where does that F? Maybe frame 31. For the word fine. Everything's fine. I'm going to insert a keyframe at frame 32 for the I in fine. 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 So that's the AI, fine. And maybe around 36, insert another keyframe for N. And then a resting mouth. Maybe the T or S or the E. We'll see what this looks like. We can always swap them out if it's not working. I'm going to go with the T or S. Okay, so let's see if this looks okay.
Oh, yeah. Everything's fine.
That's not too bad.
Oh, yeah. Everything's fine.
That looks pretty good. Okay, so if you want to work on a couple more sentences, what you can do is add a keyframe after your first audio section. So I'm going to add a keyframe to the audio layer here. So you're going to have to unlock it, add a keyframe to frame, looks like frame 45 for me, and then import the audio you want to use. So import to library. Maybe we want let me out of here. And I'm going to make sure that's in my audio folder, and then I can drag it to the stage with my playhead sitting at this new keyframe on the audio layer.
Let me out of here!
So I can work on that. So again, I hope that's clear for you. And let's see if there's anything else I need to show you. When you're all done, you can convert it to an HTML5 canvas. And that should work now. in a browser. It's not working for me because Safari does not like audio. Let's see.
Oh, yeah. Everything's fine. Let me out of here!
All right, so that works.